All right, let's talk some comics. We haven't done this in a while, actually. So, we talk comic adjacent stuff. Absolute Spider-Man. Absolute Spider-Man.
Batman.
Absolute
Whoa!
Batman.
Oh,
Absolute
Ball
Batman.
dropped.
Scott Snyder's take on a new version of Batman, basically. So we
you're
all
not wrong with the
it's
Spider-Man.
not- it-
You're not wrong with the Spider-Man thing because he's
Yeah.
still got his mom there. He still
Well,
has his
okay.
spoilers.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So,
not
hold
a
on.
new Batman. Okay, go ahead.
So we all read issue 1, right? Because
I read one.
And issue 2. Yep, me too.
I read 2.
okay, I have it on. I read it on Disney, not Disney, DC Infinite or whatever it's called, and they only had issue 1 on there, so I didn't read 2 yet.
Yeah, that's the drawback to digitals. They're behind.
Oh, okay, all right. So I do not have 2. I didn't run out to the comic store to buy it because I didn't have time. I just downloaded it and read it there. So I will read 2 when it comes out. So that'll tell you how I felt about it. So yeah, let's go around the room real quick. Initial thoughts. I want initial thoughts on this. Because this is definitely a very different take on Batman. And JD, since you're the one who inspired this episode, you can go first.
I am inspirational. I got all in back. I talked about it in the show. My kids got me reading comics again.
Mm-hmm.
And I read Absolute Power because it was Mark Waid returning to DC and doing a big series. And Mark Waid's one of my favorite writers. Kingdom Come, I think, is still like the best comic book ever made. Yeah. So I was all in. It was a solid little story, nothing earth shattering. But at the end, they lead into this new all in initiative that DC's doing. And what you learn is that Darkseid has transcended, and his influence is being felt in a different universe, a more violent universe, a darker universe, if you will. A universe that requires a more absolute version of the heroes. So that's what this is. This is a definitely darker take on the DC universe. And we've got a darker Batman, which is hard to say, but that's pretty much what we've got here. And I love it. I love the reinvention of the character. I like the nods to the original world. And it's what I like about this is you don't have to know the backstory. Issue 1 is very user-friendly. Right, it's very much meant for people who have a passing familiarity with Batman, and it gives you something different. We have a new Batman story, and it's also the top-selling comic book of the year 2024.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing; it's sold over 2 million copies, which is rare for comics anymore.
That's big numbers in 2024, man. 2 million,
very big numbers.
Looks like it's impressive, and I quite enjoyed it. I really like Absolute Superman as well. I have not read Absolute Wonder Woman yet. That's on back issue at my shop, so I'm waiting. But
Absolute Superman was interesting. Yeah,
I like the Absolute Superman. He's a farmer still, even though he's from Krypton. So they put it all together. I thought that was cool. I liked it quite a bit.
All right, John, you're the other DC fan here.
I like the Batman one. I mean. He's still Batman, right? Aside of everything else, like they're not changing his character a whole lot. He's still got the mission and he's still acting like Batman. I think he's acting more like Batman than I've seen Batman in a while because I think a lot of writers fall into the trap of, okay, let's have Batman go beat people up, in a well-lit room. And this one is this one's going back to like was it Batman Returns where he pushes the guy down into the manhole cover and throws the bomb in after him. Like
it's a very violent Batman.
Or what was it? It wasn't Batman Returns. It was
Batman Returns. You're right.
It was Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like it. He's planned everything out. He's well trained. He's going around beating the crap out of these guys and breaking bones and everything on purpose. And he's still not killing, but
he's also not wealthy.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Like, why would Bruce Wayne know Gotham City's inside and out? Right, the rich Bruce Wayne, but this one. He's worked in sanitation. He's worked in was it the city hall? He's worked everywhere. He went from place to place on purpose to learn every nook and cranny of the city, every power person in charge, like he's just he knows the place because he went through it systematically and worked at all these different jobs. So, and the interesting thing is that he started out as friends with what is probably the Riddler, Killer Croc, Selina,
Penguin,
Two-Face, Penguin. Yeah, these friends. They're all his friends. So
Dave doesn't know this because he hasn't seen issue 2.
They hinted at issue 1.
Yeah, that's an issue 1 because he's at the gym. He's at Croc's gym, and there's a bunch of them at the gym, and
which is going to be interesting given the fact that there's this new League of Shadows type, kind of
party animals.
The party animals who seem to be all about just killing as many people as they can.
But the leaders that look like berserk villains are creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see are these people that Bruce grew up with who are normally supervillains, are they going to be helpful, or are they going to have origin stories themselves? I mean, this is going to be a long run, but I find it very interesting.
All right, Don, you're not a DC guy, so
you don't want to do this, Dave.
Oh no. Oh no.
You don't want to do this. Just
there we go.
Batman, absolute piece of shit. No, that's a joke. If I lacked integrity, I would say that just to get laughs. No, I liked it. I liked it.
That was good.
In understanding like what kind of universe or whatever Darkseid is influencing, he's like taking away all the hero's strengths. And that's kind of the fun of this series so far, because so as they said in the Justice League, well, what's your superpower? I'm rich. Well, he's not rich here. His dad was a teacher. His mom, I can't remember. Are we in spoilers yet? Am I supposed to spoil it?
Spoil the shit. Who cares?
Yeah, you can spoil it.
I mean, we're talking about it.
So to examine that part of it, right? Like his strengths are taken away. Okay. So first of all, he's in school. He wins this engineering contest. So his whole class gets to go to the zoo.
Yep.
Of course, his dad is his teacher. They go to said zoo. They go to see the bats, or they're by the bat cave or whatever you want to call it. Then shooting rings out. Bruce's dad puts them all into the bat cave exhibit, locks them in there. His dad gets shot, but his mom doesn't. So his mom, Martha, is still alive and friends with like Jim Gordon and all those. I can't remember.
It's with benefit.
I haven't read issue
right.
2. That must be an issue 2.
I'm sorry.
She's only in like one panel in issue 1.
But so I'm just examining that. Yeah. I'm just examining that. So their strengths are taken away. His money's taken away. But his mother's still alive. So he got strength from his mother being dead and not his father. Interesting. He still has his focus, though. They commented he's a focusing motherfucker, which I thought Batman already had. Alfred, who is a mercenary, so they're going
Alfred's
more
awesome.
of the Alfred mercenary. He did not, so Bruce Wayne did not grow up with Alfred as his butler / father, which is different. He's actually more of like a Nick Fury type, actually.
Kind of
pretty decent. But yet Batman is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Like they're going to have to, I know they explained, just like you said, John, he strategically spent time at all these different places, learned mixed martial arts and all that, but he is still ungodly at fighting. They're going to have to explain just exactly what sort of autism this fucking dude has to where he can just go off like that and just be this fucking good at everything. I thought his bat caves being arranged as a bat symbol was a little corny, but okay, whatever. But the biggest difference to me is his suit. My jury is still out on the suit because he's like Spawn Batman now.
Yeah, very much.
He's got all spikes and shit. I like the fact that the ears are knives.
Yeah,
I always thought the ears were kind of goofy.
That
now
ruled.
I'm like, this is cool. Okay, that makes sense.
I love that everybody dogged on the weird looking bat symbol, and it turned out to be an axe.
But
and
yeah,
he cutting motherfuckers up with an axe. I was like,
cutting the hand off. Like, damn.
And he's got these little things on the end of the cape. I don't know what they are, but yeah, he used part of them to take off the symbol, and boom, now it's a fucking axe. So this Batman suit is way fucking different. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like it or not. Again, he reminds me a lot of Spawn. But boy, I mean, again, I'm not a Batman fan per se. I haven't read a whole lot of Batman, but has any Batman fucking kicked this much ass? I mean, he was taking on legions of these party animals every night and just fucking them up.
Mowing them down.
Snyderverse did. Snyderverse had a body count.
Okay. Well, he's not killing him, though. He's not killing him, but
Snyderverse
even if he
actually
does
had a
shoot him in the
so,
face with a shotgun that shoots little batarangs and sticks into your face.
And Alfred thought, that's your weakness. You're not going to kill me. And you won't shoot that gun. And oh my God.
So there you go. Yeah, I liked it. I like the take now that I understand what's going on with the universe. Because at first I'm like, oh wait, this is just Batman if he wasn't rich. But no, I can, so I could see why it's popular. I like it. He's not going to be here for long, though. I mean, obviously, with this being kind of an alternate universe, whatever it is, and I don't like that sort of stuff. So, but it's gritty, action packed. It's a way different take. I just need to learn more about why he is the way he is, because he is, he's just a beast, and it's just super efficient at beating people up. But he's still a good detective, and interesting stuff.
Did you miss or did you catch the part where Alfred catches him at one of his little hideouts?
Yeah.
And they said, and in the bubble, he said, "You're not the only one who watches," which kind of implies that as soon as Alfred entered the city, he automatically started following him around, and like he already knew everything Alfred had been doing.
That is a very Batman line. It really is. Like, I hope JD's still here because he's frozen.
I was frozen today.
Oh, there he moved for a second. All right.
In Jello.
JD, you look like Nintendo graphics.
I went into the book thinking it was going to be like the ultimate Spider-Man, and came out thinking, oh, this is to Batman what Smallville is to Superman. Even though like Smallville is more aligned with what you know from Superman, it was still a realigning of his origin that was a popular realigning. Like, let's take things and change them around a little bit. Like Jor-El had been to Earth before, and those kinds of things they do in the show. So I kind of feel like, this is more akin to that, like a reimagining, a complete reimagining of Batman. I also feel like there's always this comparison of Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark because they're both billionaire crime fighters. I felt this Batman is closer to Tony Stark than any version of Batman that we ever got. Not the fact that he's a billionaire, but the fact that he's an inventor. Because I've never thought of Batman as an inventor. Like, he has ideas and someone else makes it for him and he buys it. He's not rich, so he has to make the stuff himself. Which adds a whole new layer to the story. In my opinion.
They mentioned he had near genius level intellect, so he's still like the Bruce Wayne we're familiar with.
Can't wait for absolute Mr. Freeze, says Randy, because he can get to absolute zero. Is that the joke? I don't know.
Kelvin.
We're not going to the Kelvin timeline here.
Yeah, no, we already dealt with the election. We're not doing that here. I will tell you my only other complaint about this, and this isn't even exclusive to the series. It's actually the reason I don't fucking buy comic books anymore. There we go. $4.99. We don't need that, man.
Shit's expensive, man. It's an expensive habit. I feel like a drug addict when I go in the shop.
Yeah. Like,
but that's the whole thing. Like, okay, I re-upped my DC, what's it called? DC Infinite?
DC Infinite, yeah.
Yeah, subscription.
Yeah,
where
it's
like, okay, so
it'll change next week.
I gotta wait. Oh, okay, maybe I gotta wait a little bit to read the second issue, but like, I'm paying a monthly and I can read everything that they have. So
I know it really is the way to go anymore. Because even waiting, like, I mean, I know this is a little bit topical because we're on a podcast, but outside of that, like, it really is the way to go. Is the digital stuff. And they do the panel by panel, like all that. Like,
I used to be a real big proponent of digital comics, right? I used to like really harp on that here. I find that I'm not as invested in reading if they're digital and I don't have the physical copy. I feel like I'm not as invested in reading it, which is weird because I don't feel that way about books. But with comics, I don't feel as connected to the material. And it surprised me because, again, I'm always like a big proponent of digital. But just for me personally, like when I moved to digital, I found myself not as engaged.
It's the art.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way about manga, right? Like I'll read a Japanese light novel and get it on my Kindle. But when I want to read the manga, with the all the art and everything, I need the physical thing. You know,
there was a short-lived.
That's what she said.
It's got to be the art.
There was a short-lived attempt at doing like motion comics.
I remember that.
Yeah, like Marvel and DC were trying to do that, where some of the panels moved a little bit while you're reading it. So
they did Astonishing X-Men. I think it was on Netflix or something.
You can do that with AI now.
But the idea was like,
don't give them the idea, but
switch to digital because you'll get the motion that you don't get when you're reading a flat book.
It's like half animation. No, it didn't quite work.
Yeah. But now it's like, well, just buy a subscription and you can read everything as opposed to paying $6 for every book you want to read.
I got mine on. I got the issue 1 and 2 on Kindle, and I wanted to like JD said, I wanted to buy the physical copies, but they don't have issue 1 on Amazon for sale. It's only issue 2, so I think like Amazon's only getting them for a few weeks after, or a week after.
Selling out. Well, it's selling out, man. Like this particular book was really popular. Like DC really struck a nerve. I think they're going to keep this absolute thing going for a while.
I would have bought it as a single issue on Amazon, but you couldn't buy the digital version on Amazon. That doesn't sell out.
Issue 1?
John,
I got it on Kindle. On Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. That's where I looked first, but then
just
I was like, I have the DC Infinite subscription, so I'll just read it there. So.
No, I got it just today, just this morning.
Okay. All right. So, we lost Don. There he is. You fell asleep. So, what did you guys think of? Okay, again, I only read issue 1. You guys apparently, some of you have read issue 2. But what did you think of the take on Alfred, where he is not his butler? He's a special ops guy who.
Can we talk about that?
Not really.
Well,
I mentioned it a little bit, but
I thought we talked.
He's always had a history of being in, having a history
more
in special
reason.
forces or something. This is just he never got out of it.
Yeah, that's been something that sometimes some versions of Alfred had him with like either British Secret Service or being a spy or something. Like it's loosely been in, but now they've just kind of gone all out and he's an assassin. I like it because it builds a different level of connection, and it will have, I'm thinking it's going to create a more of a mentor student role with Batman and Alfred in time. So I think it's pretty cool, and the fact that Alfred's been out of the regular continuity for a long time makes it better.
Yeah, Slade Pennyworth is really cool.
Wait, he's been out of the. I haven't read Batman.
Alfred's been dead since like 2015 or something like that.
See, the last thing I actually
It was a
remember
big
reading
hubbub.
is Court of Owls. So, and Alfred obviously was in
Court of
of
Owls was written in like 2011 or 2012, something like that. That's an old story.
You're making me feel old, JD.
Well,
Thank
we're
you.
old, man, I don't tell you.
You should feel. No.
Imagine old John feels.
What did you think, John, of the take on Alfred?
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. It's going to introduce, like they were saying, it's going to introduce a different dynamic, and I like the way his character is. They're like, hey, you know, what's the body count going to be? He's like, you know, the new acid has shown up, and they're like, okay, when you get the chance, engage him. And he's like, okay, and he closes his eyes because if he doesn't see what's happening, he can't engage. Did you notice that? He closed his eyes on purpose.
I did not notice that, but
yeah. And then when they asked him, you know, what was it? When they asked him, you know, what's going on, he said, I'm still collecting data. You know,
yeah,
it's like
that I caught on to. Like he didn't jump in right away. It's like, let this guy deal with those guys down there, and then I'll deal with the aftermath, kind of an idea. So.
He's obviously got more of a conscience than the people that employ him think he does.
For sure. Thornkill, I'm actually going to Dynamite on Wednesday, so good catch. Thank you. By the way, you should listen to the Mike and JD show every Thursday night live on YouTube.
What to say?
About pro wrestling.
What to say? Just in case you didn't notice, Strawn, this is superhero speak,
not wrestle speak, man. Or the Mike and JD show. Ooh.
They used to be one and the same, but it's been a long time, hence why I don't watch it anymore, because I was there for the theater.
Got my Patreon check the other day. It went pretty good. So
pretty
happy about that.
Right in the balls.
Don't be a dick.
Gave a little arm bar, and he just right in the balls, right in the...
We're gonna resurrect our Patreon soon.
I quite enjoyed this book. I'm very excited to see where it goes. I'm really super curious to see what happens to Superman 2, or Superman issue, absolute Superman 2, because issue 1 he ends up getting arrested by Agent Lois Lane, so that immediately challenges the dynamic on that right out the gate. Super curious to see where this whole thing goes. I like it. I like the new takes.
I haven't read any of the other books yet. Obviously,
check out Superman. It's good.
With that one, they completely changed. Well, not completely, but they changed a lot about how Superman works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting, and his background. And
well, that's that is my question though, right? Because like Superman is the symbol of hope, or is he supposed to be? And this is a much darker universe. So
he's still Superman, though. You know, like he's still Superman. What I like is that Lara and Jor-El are farmers on Krypton
instead of
they're the worker class.
They're the
worker class.
They're the worker class. It's very much the S is very much untouchables of Krypton, you know. And Jor-El is a scientist. Lara is a farmer, so he does have that still. You know, Jor-El could have been a scientist, but like he just didn't go that way. And like they have a farm, so I mean, like that bit of Superman of Kal-El is still intact, and it's just I don't know. It's super interesting. Dizzy Ground says, what do you guys think they're going to change Manhunter, Flash, and Green Lantern? I don't know. I think they're going to run this experiment and see how it plays off. And based on how Superman or Batman has sold, I think they're going to go forward with it. I don't know what you do with Green Lantern other than what Green Lantern is, or maybe go back to something more like Kyle, where you're like, is he one and only and you find something, a relic? I don't know. There's a lot you could do. Curious, super curious.
Is he like a dirty cop?
Green Lantern could be. I hope not, but you could do that.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's just Batman and Superman right now? Is there a Wonder Woman?
There's a Wonder Woman. Jason Aaron's writing. Shit, I forget who's writing Wonder Woman. I completely blanked on who writes Wonder Woman. I was sold out of my shop, so I had to order the second print, so that's coming in this week.
People are really eating this up, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's been successful for DC.
Yeah, I think it's a lot credit has to go to Snyder.
Yeah, he's accrued a lot of interest over the years, you know, so yeah.
But I think anytime and I know this isn't a reboot, but I think anytime that you present a story that you don't have to do homework for, exactly. I think you're going to get people on board.
I agree.
And yeah,
I think
I
it's
definitely.
cool.
Do you think this book attracts new readers, or is it more of something to appeal
Absolutely not.
to? Yeah.
No, not at all. We're the only people buying comic books anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why instead of seeing like toy ads and shit, they need to have like fucking Rogaine and laundry detergent or motor oil,
Done. It was kind of cool. They had DC All In advertisement on AEW. Like it was literally on the ring skirt.
Yeah.
They had like Superman
Nice.
and Batman, and they were promoting it during the show. So that was kind of cool. Cross synergy with the Warner stuff. So that was pretty.
But
it was only. They need more of that.
I'm glad, because the comic book industry that will die and continue to die. Now, how fast, that's another thing. But I think it'll live a lot longer if we realize that 40 and 50-year-olds are the one buying these things.
They're the only ones that can afford it these days.
But isn't that the idea of rebooting, or like the Ultimates? That was the idea, right? Like we're going to retell the story's new origins to bring in new readers.
But no, my 10-year-old daughter doesn't know about Deadpool and Wolverine because of the comic shop or the comics. She knows about Deadpool and Wolverine is because they're all over TikTok. They got Deadpool and Wolverine songs, and I mean, so that's not their thing, and it's not gonna be.
Here's the thing: comics are IP farms. Right. They're test stations. Like we'll get Secret Wars, right? That's a Jonathan Hickman story from 10 years ago, right? This is what they're doing. Is they're testing. Okay, what does good? Then we can spawn that into further IP. Like that's all comics are. Is comics are R&D, right?
True.
And we're the focus group.
Oh well, then along those lines, do you see? I mean, I think they definitely turn this into a DC animated.
Worst case scenario is it's an animated thing. Best case scenario, it gets its own film adaptation, right?
Yeah.
Like we'll see what happens. We'll see how much.
I mean, I don't think Gunn's looking at this right now. He's looking at the classic stuff. So
no, but I mean, who knows where stuff goes in 5-6 years, right? Like stuff now could be something 10 years from now. Like we just talked about WandaVision, or not WandaVision. We talked about Wiccan coming, and that's a story from 2005, right?
Yeah.
Like, this stuff gets tested and bruised for a long time in some cases, right? I mean, how many times are we going to maximize, stories written in 1939? So, I'm okay with it.
All right. And then I guess my last question on this, because you alluded to it earlier, and I didn't read issue 2, so maybe they talk about it in issue 2. Is this Batman on steroids?
No, they haven't said it, but I don't see how he isn't. He's enormous.
Did you see all the definition? Yeah.
He's so juiced.
I mean, and he literally destroyed a punching bag. And
yes.
Maybe you've never hit one of those before.
I have hit a punching bag, yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and that would explain some of the anger too. But
yeah. Well, when your balls shrink, you get angry. I mean, that's just how it works.
That's actually not really such the case anymore, because nowadays guys cycle on and off. Usually you're under a doctor's supervision while you're on steroids, and it's the abuse of steroids that really cause the real problems.
This PSA has been brought to you by JD Oliva.
Wait, no, he's right though.
Allegedly.
Man, doctor gave me some steroids like a year ago. Fixed me right up.
Really?
My wife's on prednisone for skeletal infection, and she's like, "Oh, I heard of skeletal." Like she was like, we were talking tonight, and it's 11 o'clock. She should go to bed at like 9:30, but she's like, "Oh, well," like it was like she drank espresso. Like I was like,
"Oh my god!"
Turn it down.
Like
you said.
You sounded like the guy that did Blur's voice in the Micro Machine commercial.
John Machida.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they like it too.
Thank you. I'm glad I can make the dogs happy.
All right. So I think we're all saying go check this book out at this point.
Pick it up.
Yeah. And one of the commenters, I think it was Thrawn, had said he believes the plan is to do 5 issues for all of them.
It is.
See how that goes. Okay.
Well, the way it's
at
selling
least
out
for
though.
this one.
For this one, I mean, you gotta test it, because then it's got to be Fat Vicious so you can market it and trade it, right? Because that's where most
this
people
is
thing up.
this
Most
is
people.
you froze up again. Damn it.
As I was saying, most people are going to pick up the trade.
Yes. No, agreed. Most people will pick up the trade.
Damn the internet.
I'm going to say, all right, so I need to get some suburban internet here so I can get our Patreon going, just like JD.
I live in the country. I live in the suburbs. I live in there's like 1,000 people in my hometown, and we moved out here because of the tax, because there's low taxes, cheap house, and shitty internet.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.